Welcome to Snetterton for the fourth meeting of the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship with MRF tyres. We had an interesting qualifying yesterday with Joseph Loke getting through to pole in just 2 laps before a gearbox failure. Now we go over to Richard to take us through the race.
David Elsley and the team have got Joseph back out on track for this race, though. He starts on pole with Nat Hodgkiss returning to the championship alongside. So it's an all RCC front row. Ollie Turner for Jam Sport next up from Ted Potts. Alfie Glennie is in 5th position. Green flag waved at the back of the field. We're ready for some BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship action. This meeting takes us to the halfway point of the season. Away we go. It's a good start from Loke from pole position. Certainly doesn't seem to have any gearbox issues now. The white car is Nat Hodgkiss, who's on the outside line, but Ollie Turner is there in blue and yellow having a look as well. The black car is Ted Potts. The red car in 5th place is Alfie Glennie. Up into 2nd goes Ollie Turner. Hodgkiss, who hasn't sat in the race car since the last round at Brandtatch last year, is looking far from race rusty. This, I believe, a one-off. And he's on the outside line. Up into 2nd, consolidating 2nd place is the championship leader, Ollie Turner. Good move, read that well. Down towards Palmer they go with Joseph Loke. What a performance from just 2 laps in qualifying before the gearbox failure, as Zena said. But they've got it back out, and he's had no confidence, not at all, as we ride on board with Ted Potts. The man from Heathfield. Just one retirement for him so far, which was at Pembrave. Had hardly any retirements this year. And look at Ollie Turner from nowhere, hard on the brakes, goes through into the lead. Superb move by Turner, but runs right on the exit. And Joseph Lowe, cool as you like, goes back into the lead. Superb racing from the Fiesta Juniors. That's why this is a great training ground. And Hodgkiss has gone back into 2nd position as well, passes Turner. Turner did what a super move down into Agostini. Ted Potts is coming up in the mix as well now in the black 55 car. The youngster from Heathfield challenging hard in 4th place, but now Ollie Turner's back on the case of the white machine in front of him, Nat Hodgkiss. Now, he was on the podium here last year, race number 1, James Wade. Won the first race here last year from Ollie Turner's 2nd, so Turner is familiar with the circuit, on board with Alfie Glennie. 2nd in the championship, Alfie Glennie, and P5 as they head down the straight under the bridge into Brundle, left-hander here. If we stay on board with him, we're going to the right-hander at Nelson. Turner running a little bit wide there. He's got a big championship lead over Alfie Glennie in 2nd position. Ted Potts 3rd, I think, after the drop scores are applied. And you have to be a bit of a mathematician to work things out with the drop scores, but we just enjoy the races as they unfold. That's the Magnus Crickley car, incidentally, as well, borrowed for this occasion. As challenging for the lead is Nat Hodgkiss. We're on board with the race leader at the moment, Joseph Lowe, coming along centre straight. There's his teammate to the outside line. Side by side across the line. They go over the brow, very slightly downhill into Riches. And Hodgkiss is having a look. So too is Turner coming back into the mix as well. They're still side by side into turn 1, the 2 teammates. They're giving each other room. This is a fine run between the pair of them, and the box seat for Ted Potts in 4th position. How's this going to pan out for the lead? Potts is challenging for 3rd. Looks up the inside line of Ollie Turner. Can he go through? Tap into the back of Turner. Turner held on to that very well indeed. Goodness me, again, this is all about learning for these drivers. Potts saw half a gap. He went for it. And they're all okay. Turner kicks up a little bit of dirt into the face of Ted Potts as they carry on and head down in towards the into Agostini, which is a potential passing place on the inside. Although here, Hodgkiss is looking at the outside line again. The 2 teammates giving each other room, and it looks like Loke's going to have the line down into Hamilton. They're still side by side. Ollie Turner might want to side with whoever's going to be the quicker car here. Look at that, Hodgkiss has held on to this, and Hodgkiss has now got the inside line coming up into Oggy's the next corner, and will grab the lead, and Turner does exactly what I thought he might, goes to the inside line, challenges Joseph Loke on the inside, can't quite go through, and Loke has been very cool in this race, from the way he dealt with that initial challenge, or the pass for the lead, we should say, by Ollie Turner, Agostini on lap number 1, and there, soaking up the pressure, Ted Potts is in the mix as well. A superb 4-way scrap for the lead, and Nat Hodgkiss, who hasn't won in juniors, has had plenty of podia. Great to see him for what we believe is a one-off outing in the race car consultant's car. So he leads this one at the moment from Joseph Loke, who's got his mirrors full of the championship leader. Ollie Turner will be mindful about championship scores, but the Samco Sport, Jam Sport entry will also want to take a win. He won't want to sit back and just accumulate points. He wants to show everybody that he's capable of winning. We know he is, but he'll want to get stuck in. A little bit of cloud cover here, keeping the temperatures down. And Hotchkiss, the reason I was saying that hadn't been in the car since Brands last year was a test day here on Friday. Joseph Loke is on his first visit to Snetterton. Did the test day on Friday. Nat, the race leader, was doing GCSEs on Friday, couldn't do the test. But it's all academic really, isn't it now, because he's Ted Potts having a very good race in 4th position as well and challenging Ollie Turner, so the lead two starting to build a little bit of a gap. Wipers on for the driver in P2. Lead 3 have broken away a little bit now. Joseph Loke joined the championship at Pembrey, picked up that damage in the first start on Cadwell Park, but great to see him back. He was on the podium at Pembrey, remember, first time out, and showing good form here once again. And Matt Hodgkiss looking as if he is going to take his first win in the championship. Alfie Glennie, second in the standings at the moment, has been very consistent. Another driver very capable of taking a win. Remember, took 2 podia at Pembrey, another podium in race number 1 at Cadwell Park, and some spectacular circuits these drivers compete on throughout the year. It's why it's such a terrific learning experience. And on board with Alfie Glennie. He's running over the curves. They're grabbing the apex and continues to work hard in that 5th position. All of our runners still on circuit at the moment. Fastest lap of the race is with Nat Hodgkiss, the race leader, who gets some points on the board. Let's hope that he can maybe be persuaded to do a few more races over the remainder of the season. But that 95 car running well. If nothing else, he's giving it a run out for any potential drivers who may well be watching this. If you're running in karts, I can tell you that top level karting is more expensive than coming and running in the BRSCC Fiesta Championship, without a doubt. Across the line onto the last lap of race 1, round 7 of the championship, very nearly, incredibly, at the halfway stage of the season already. It's Nathaniel Hodgkiss, the race leader. It gets the fastest lap again on lap 6, a 2-minute 22.493. Just a shade away from their qualifying times. It's going to be Hodgkiss that is still, I tell you what, under a bit of pressure here from Joseph Loke in second. Still Ollie Turner in 3rd place. Now for Turner, he will maintain a 100% podium finishing record this season. And when you look at what the other drivers have achieved, that is something a little bit special for sure. First, third, 3 more firsts, and then a 3rd here if it stays the way it is at the moment, as Hodgkiss continues on his way, still under pressure from his teammate. I don't think that Loke is close enough at the minute to do anything. Turner still looking good in 3rd place. Turner's best lap time, a 2 minutes 22.8. 2:22.4 for the race leader. Joseph Loke on a 2:22.6. So they're all pretty much, in terms of their best laps, exactly where we would expect to see them on circuit at the moment. Now we are getting some track limits issues coming through as well from race control. It's not going to affect the way they finish, by my reckoning, as they come down the straight into Brundle for the last time. Nat Hodgkiss it is that continues to lead this race. A little bit wide there. You can see that Joseph Loke really chasing hard, trying to get on terms with the race leader, who's trying absolutely everything in the book to close down. Neither of the top 2, I hasten to add, have been affected by track limits penalties. So they've been more or less wheel perfect. And as you know, the track limits, you can get away with it a couple of times and then the clerk will pop a warning out and ultimately will slap a 5-second penalty on. But the top 2 drivers not affected by that, and it's going to be Hodgkiss who will take his first win in the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship here at Snetterton, ahead of his teammate Joseph Loke. So it's a race car consultants 1-2. Jam Sport in 3rd place. Championship leader Ollie Turner takes 3rd. Confirmation of the result. In the 4th place was Ted Potts, completing the finish as Alfie Glennie, and Nat Hodgkiss got the fastest lap on lap 6.
Nathaniel, great result for you in race 1, your first ever win. How was it for you?
It was great fun. It was first couple of laps, brilliant fighting with people, 3-1 to 1. Great fun to come back, and then kept honest. We were all together until the end. So yeah, it's just a great fun race.
Joseph, great race for you, but it looked like you might not have made it from qualifying. How was it?
Yeah, difficult race. Started well. They went 3 wide behind me, so I was quite confident with that. Thought that I'd be able to pull away, but the gap just never appeared. So then after that, I think Nat got past me, Nathaniel, my teammate, and then just tried to pull away, and then he brought a gap up, and then when the rain started, I started to catch up again. But I got close to him by the last lap, but it just wasn't enough to make the move.
Okay, Ollie, 3rd place for you. There was a 3 going through the corner at one point. How was the race for you?
The start was really good. I managed to get up to 2nd off the line. It was good, and well, I didn't realise it was 3 wide till I got out the first corner, and then I was like, oh, fair enough, just carry on. Through the 2nd corner, we were right onto Joseph's tail, and then out of there, just following him around. And then we got to Agostini, and it completely changed. I think Joseph must have broke quite a lot earlier than I anticipated, so I had to go down the inside, which meant I lost the place and got that back down to 3rd. And from there, I was just trying to chase them back, really. But apart from that, it was a good race.
The drivers are lining up ready for race 2 at Snetterton for the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship with MRF tyres. We've got Nathaniel Hodgkiss on pole, and we're going to go over to Richard now to talk us through the race.
Thanks again, Zena. This brings us to the halfway point of the championship, and the cars starting in the order they finished the previous race, with Nat Hodgkiss on pole from Joseph Loke, Ollie Turner 3rd, then Ted Potts and Alfie Glennie. Is it going to be a double for Nat Hodgkiss? Only double so far this year from Ollie Turner in the 22, makes a very quick start. It looks like Alfie Glennie's trying to out-drag Ted Potts into 4th place, but what a start from the outside of the front row for Joseph Loke, who leads them down into riches for the first time. Going for the sweep round the outside line is Ollie Turner. Nat Hodgkiss, race 1 winner on the inside in white, is going to consolidate 2nd position as we ride on board with Turner. Going into the hairpin, a lock up from Joseph Loke, who goes onto the grass and down to 3rd. I tell you what, he's going to be 5th here when he rejoins. He's kept it going. Good recovery. It's always about the recovery after a mistake, and he is in 5th position. But he realised what was going wrong. He made a superb start for Joseph Loke, to be fair. So it's Nat Hodgkiss now from Ollie Turner, coming down into Agostini. Turner here is looking for the wide sweeping line into this hairpin. I tell you what, could very nearly have made the move there. He'll go for the inside and try and get a run into Hamilton. The next corner, Ted Potts is in 3rd. Then Alfie Glennie, who's very quick off the line. I thought Glennie was going to snatch 4th position as they went down into turn 1. Close did he get to that marker there. Real precision stuff from car 27. Kent-based driver comes from Sissinghurst. 15 years of age, goes to NASCAR's Academy in Paddock Wood. I'm sure all his past colleagues, everybody from Kent cheering him on. Working hard in 4th position at the moment is Alfie, looking to get back on the podium. 3 podia so far for him this season, so very well capable of it in the Acorn Plant and Tool Hire backed car. But the battle is on for the lead, and it's Nat Hodgkiss who leads this one from the championship leader Ollie Turner. Ted Potts back in 3rd at the moment. These two, look at Turner here. This is notice of intent, really showing the blue and yellow nose of the 22 car to the race leader. He can afford to take a little bit more of a wider line there, which you saw, trying to gain momentum into Coram, and maybe a look up the inside into Murray's. Too far back to do anything in these early stages. They lift the wheel in spectacular style coming into Murray's. Now come on to the centre straight. We're talking to some of the junior drivers about their racing heroes, and drivers of this age. Remember, this championship ranges from 14 to 17-year-olds, and the reason I make this point is that among their heroes, they still cite Ayrton Senna, many of them, as their racing hero, and they've just come along the centre straight, and it does resonate, the corner names resonate with these drivers. Ollie Turner's still chasing hard. Hotchkiss looked defensive on that inside line. He knows he's under pressure from the championship leader here. Hotchkiss, if this is a one-off, this is going to be all about him getting back into car racing. First event of the year for him. This is event 4 for our championship, but he's first going car competition so far this year. And this is about setting out his stall as a driver that people will want to market with. Same too for all the other drivers as well, but that's why, if you do a one-off, that's why you do it, to come out and try and win. He's got the multi-winner and a driver, again, I'll repeat this statistic, the Evesham youngster in second position, the blue and yellow car, Ollie Turner, has been 100% finisher this year. That in itself is a great stat, but also 100% on the podium. Every single race finish has been on the podium, and he's taken 5 race wins out of the first 7 so far this year, which is why he has a good championship lead. And I know he welcomes Nat Hotchkiss to the championship to see how he can get on against this driver. Last year it was a double for James Waite. Are we going to see a double this year? Waite, remember, leading the senior championship now in the Fiesta, so there is a pathway from juniors. You can stick with the same piece of kit effectively and move up from Fiesta Juniors into Fiesta Seniors. Many other drivers over the years, and I make no apology for repeating this, have moved up further in the ladder, be it into British GT racing, onto the British Touring Car package as well. Clio Cup, which is now in its final year, of course, sadly, but that has had some super drivers moving up from Fiesta Juniors over the years, which has been wonderful to see. And talking about being good to see people, it's been good to see Abby Locke here in the paddock this weekend, the 15-year-old who had some damage at Cadwell Park, and Abby's here, part of the Fiesta Junior family, because it is very much that, and she's here to cheer on the other drivers, and looking forward to coming back in the Scholar Engines machine later on in the year, and next round at the end of July at Brands Hatch. So please join us for that. First of 2 outings at Brands Hatch in the run into the season end. We're back at the Formula Ford Festival on the 27th of October, which is appropriate, these big Ford cars, of course. So we've got Brands, Anglesey, Silverstone again in October, and Brands Hatch. Joseph Loke recovering from that moment, outbraking himself earlier on. He's challenging Alfie Glennie for 4th place here. He's got momentum, and he comes out, looks to the outside line, got a good exit out of Murray's corner across the grid lines. This may be a change for 4th position. It looks like Loke has got the job done. He does, gets his nose in front, Glennie down to 5th, and Joseph Loke recovering well here in the 84 car. Makes it up 1 position, the 14-year-old from Macclesfield, sponsored by Direct Food Ingredients, but again has a problem and runs wide out, breaks himself, and not needing a second opportunity to go back through is Alfie Glennie. Same corner and a change for 4th position coming down into Palmer. It was at the Wilson hairpin, used to be known as Montreal, but named in memory of Justin Wilson, late great Justin Wilson, who saw win in many things, including Formula Palmer Audi. As again, look at Loke not giving up. What a fighting spirit from Loke. Grabs the inside line down into Agostini. That's the classic pass here at Snetterton, through on the inside line, back into 4th place. You can see Ted Potts in 3rd, immediately ahead. Here's the battle for the lead. There's Ted Potts at the back end of the Bentley Straight, but the battle for the lead has been hammer and tongs all the way through. What a race we've had between Hotchkiss, Ollie Turner, the championship leader, right with him, and not giving him 1 second's peace in this race. This is what racing's all about. We might not have seen a pass for the lead, but it's about harrying. For the 2nd place car, the Chaser, it's all about harrying. For the lead car, it's about soaking up the pressure. And some people might say, you know what, they never pass, they don't need to have a great race. This is absolutely superb from these 2 drivers, and Nat Hotchkiss back in situ, back in car racing, looking very good here for a double win. He's only got 3 miles to go, takes the last lap for Hotchkiss, Turner. 3rd place is Ted Potts, who could be on for a return to the podium. was on the podium at Cadwell Park, he was on the podium at Silverstone. The only place we haven't seen him on the podium was Wales at Pembrey. He had a retirement in one of those races, so who knows whether he could have been finished had it. But now look, Turner goes to the outside line as they come through. The hairpin gets close, little tap on the back end. Is that going to dislodge the car? That Hodgkins is wise to that. Turner having a very good go. Not deliberate contact, he just got very, very close. Remember, these youngsters are still learning about the space in these vehicles. And Turner, it doesn't dislodge the leader. And in fact, if anything, I think Turner lost a little bit of momentum there, but he'll come again and maybe have a challenge. No, too far back to come down into Agostini. Slightly defensive is Hodgkins, mindful of the fact that Turner, if he sees a gap, will go for it. He knows that Turner will go for a gap because he's felt him on his rear bumper already. Up towards Hamilton they go again, and it's still Hodgkins who is soaking up the pressure continually, literal pressure as well at times, as we've seen, and he's still there, won't leave. He refuses to leave a gap on the way into Oggie's corner, as again getting close is Ollie Turner putting the big challenge in. Now they come through Williams corner and onto the back straight here for the last time, and still out front it's Nat Hodgkins who wants to get a double. Haven't even looked at lap times in this one. Ollie Turner set the fastest lap of the race, that was back on lap 3. The championship leader is the fastest man on circuit in this one, a 2:21, so he's bettered the fastest lap from race 1. He's officially the fastest racing driver so far of this race, and closes in again into Brundle, into Nelson, the 95 car defending again. What can Turner do? Can he get a run down now as they come through? No, he can't. Heading down in towards Bombhole, wide line here from Turner, flicks back, goes for the cutback, but the 95 car is exactly where the 22 machine wants to be. Through into Coram they come for the last time, and again Turner putting the pressure on, relentless pressure, and Hodgkins defending superbly as he's done all race long. Now coming down into Murray's corner, turns in, oh, the leader gets it all sideways but collects it up. Turner loses a bit of momentum as a result. How on earth they both kept their cars pointing in the right line, I do not know. But here they come down towards the checker. Nat Hodgkins makes it a double. Ollie Turner will go away with a championship lead that is firmly intact. Here's the result, Nat Hodgkins from Ollie Turner. Ted Potts back on the podium in 3rd. Joseph Loke got back through into 4th ahead of Alfie Glennie. Fastest lap, championship leader, Ollie Turner.
Nathaniel, congratulations again. What a weekend it's been for you. But it looked like it wasn't necessarily that easy towards the end.
No, not at all. It was really hard. Very difficult all the way throughout, kept me honest. Just want to say thank you to Race Car Consultants for the car on a return to the series. And yeah, it was, as you say, it was very difficult to race.
Ollie, 2nd place for you there. Looked like you had a great start. Talk us through the race.
Yeah, look, once again I got a good start, up to 2nd off the line. Yeah, just from there I was chasing, got towards the latter half of the race, and we started to properly get on the back of Nathaniel, to the point where I was actually touching him in some corners, and yeah, it was really close. Shame I couldn't quite get a lunge on him. Tried it many times, especially on the last lap. I managed to, well, almost get alongside him, but unfortunately it just didn't happen. But yeah, I just want to thank my team, Jamsport Racing, for a cracking weekend, and my sponsors, Team Samco.
Ted, congratulations, 3rd place. Looked like it was a bit of a lonely race for you, but how was it out there?
Yeah, it was alright. Didn't really have anyone to battle with, but when I saw Nat and Ollie were away, I thought I'd just kind of sit back, enjoy a bit of driving, I suppose. It was good fun though.